Welcome back to another episode of the GTR podcast. I am your host, Daniel Payton, and I got my co-host right here.
Alex, what is up? Um, just for the record, quick housekeeping. Um, Sorry, 2 for 2 on on pieces I've scrapped. I scrapped the Portland one because I think that'll be postseason. I want to speculate more on like what they'll do they once the season direction is decided. Um, and now I'm just doing a mock draft. During March Madness, I started it before, but yeah, we got that. And also for the last pod, just a lot of technical difficulties on Spotify. The audio wasn't going through, so it's being re-uploaded right as we're
Yeah.
recording this.
So you guys are gonna get a double upload. You're gonna get this pod, and then the next, like you're gonna get the last pod and this pod. So it's gonna be a double upload because it will go through. The first part will go through. The second part will never go through. So I had to go around that and figure that out. And
Yeah,
this is going to make up for the last pod because last week we didn't have a pod because I had real life issues going through.
yeah.
But everything's going fine with that. But we
Okay,
back.
let's go.
We back. Um,
Yeah,
Today is gonna be a light pod. Alex.
yeah. This one should be lighter. Of course, we've both been focusing on March Madness. Um, I'm at the point in time where my bracket got screwed early on, so I just started being malicious and rooting for other people's brackets to get screwed. So
Malicious is crazy. That's crazy. Who did you have winning it all? Like, real quick, who did you have winning it all?
really, really bad choice because it's Duke, but Duke.
So my
I've
pick is. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've only picked Duke once before, and that was when they won it back in 2014. Was it?
Yeah, because they beat
Yeah,
Zion boys.
it was 14 or 15.
Yeah, wasn't that the year they beat Zion out?
Zion? No.
Oh no, you said Duke. I was thinking about MSU. My fault. My fault. My
Yeah,
fault. My fault. Oh, that was bad. But my pick, while he goes and look that up, my pick is Arkansas because of the guard play and the forward, Anthony Black, Nick Smith, and Jordan Walsh. But so we're still alive. Real quick, talking about March Madness. There's been a lot of upsets. Um, you have,
sorry about that.
but every right now, if you're keeping up with March Madness right now, all the lower seeds are winning. Like
Yeah,
it's crazy because we had Michigan State and Marquette went at it. Michigan State won. Um, Creighton and Baylor went at it. Creighton won. Miami and Indiana, Miami won. And then right now they got TSU versus Gonzaga, and Gonzaga is losing right now. So every lower seed is
it's crazy. By the
stomping.
way, just as a note, my browser crashed. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't hear how bad you bullied my Duke pick. But no, last time I chose him was 2015 when I knew nothing. This was like the first year I'll say like I knew stuff about it. So, and this is the worst I've done. So I think that says a lot. Um,
It's like when you
but yeah, I
try.
chose Duke back in 2015, and it worked out for me. I saw their roster on paper. I really like Jeremy Roach and Tyrese Proctor. I think they'll eventually, I don't know which draft they're going to enter, but I think eventually they are going to have solid enough NBA careers. I really like Derek Lively as a prospect. Obviously, like there's the flaws with him, but I like him. Kyle Filipowski. I never remember. I should know though. And Dariq Whitehead, one of my favorite prospects in this upcoming draft.
Okay, okay.
And he's dropped a lot. I've realized that.
Yeah. You know who else is dropping a lot? Nick Smith.
Nick Smith.
Nick
Yep.
Smith is fine.
Jinx.
It's bad. It's bad. It's real life bad actually. But what do the on this pod, it's gonna be like we said, it's gonna be simple. We're gonna make our case because like Alex said it before we started the pod, and I think he can say it. They're fighting over who's gonna win awards, which is crazy. Like if you disagree with somebody, doesn't mean you have to bash that other player. Like they all could be good.
Magic.
Yeah, Alex.
That's why I hate Twitter. NBA Twitter is the worst, but I'm on it like 2 hours a day. So that, you know what? Yeah. NBA, honestly, it's like, it doesn't help that specifically for MVP, Boston's also definitely part of this. There's a reason why Boston versus Philly is always the most unhealthy series there is because Boston and Philly are just two of the most insane fan bases there are.
So you're just talking about fan base, right? Because
Yeah.
I was about to say, wouldn't it be Milwaukee and Boston? More
No. Milwaukee's fans are actually fine.
they are
They'll
okay.
talk shit once they're against you, but they're not sending you death threats when you say Jokic is better than Embiid.
They're doing no way. They're doing.
No, they didn't send me death threats, but they got pressed. Like they go insane.
That's
So I'm
crazy.
just like, I can
Over.
if
Man,
someone disagrees with me, unless like you are just objectively wrong, like statistically, all that shit, and no, not like according to an advanced stat or some shit. Well, sometimes it's like the Larry Bird. Like if someone says like Larry Bird is an all-time great three-point shooter, he's not.
he's not. He's just not.
You cannot call someone an all-time great at something based on a hypothetical. You just can't do that. Anyway, that's that.
wait. Because it sounds like you because
This
Larry
is
Bird.
from a while ago. The what's his name in JJ Redick, where JJ
Oh,
Redick like
when Mad Dog said oh my God, he said he's a better shooter than Kyle Korver from three or something crazy like that.
he said he's an all-time great. He said you cannot make the JJ Redick said you cannot make the case that Larry Bird is a top three shooter of all 3-point shooter of all time. You just can't do it. He said Mad Dog said yes you can. I'm like, and then I'm like, I don't need to repeat what JJ Redick said because he made the points and it's such a stupid argument. But it's
JJ.
like cooked his ass, and rightfully so, because that is just an object. I'm a fucking Celtics fan. Bro, I'm supposed to say Larry Bird is it's no,
Dope.
just no. He's not. He's
Man.
not.
But yeah.
I think he shoots like 34% in the playoffs on like 1.7 attempts. Oh, if he was in this era, he'd shoot way more. Yes, but he wasn't. You can't do it on a hypothetical. Sorry.
But he wasn't. But he wasn't. Man.
I get so mad about this because you just can't say it. And also, fucking Mad Dog was like, sorry, language. I'm trying to clean it up, but Mad Dog was like, he said, Steph Curry lives at the free throw line. And that's where he just lost all credibility. Because that was fun. That was funny. Let me make sure. Steph Curry, I think he averages like 5 free throws a game.
Yeah. It was crazy
5 or
because
6.
um
This season he's at 5.4 attempts. Let me just look at Basketball Reference for his.
it was against the Clippers. Steph was getting
Oh my
fouled.
god, he career shoots 4.3 free throws per game.
Mm-hmm. It was against the Clippers where Steph was getting fouled, like on drives where he had like 50. He barely went to the line. Like it was crazy. So that Steph gets to the line. No, he doesn't. Like he doesn't
He
get
does not live it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just see real quick. So remember for me 4.3.
4.3. Okay.
Yeah, let me just look at Larry Bird, who probably went to the line way less, but
Way less.
Larry Bird averaged more free throw attempts than Steph. five at 5 attempts per game.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
Steph lives at the line, and Larry Bird played in an era where they didn't call fouls. You had to get killed to go to the line. No. And the whole rhetoric, like I get if you watch the games, yes, there's more grit to it. But it's not like not every game was Bulls Pistons.
There was not clotheslining each other and like bopping each other.
Bulls Pistons was 4 games per season. You need to account for every other game, which I'm not going to do the math how many games there are per season in the NBA. But it's a hell of more than 4.
78 games. 78 games.
No, per team. That's per team. I don't need to do the math.
We're not doing that.
Whatever.
But yeah, they're not doing that every day.
As bad. Like, yes, they're calling more fouls now, and they're calling them more easily. But also, players have gotten better at drawing fouls, and the rules have shifted a bit. I think the main difference is really traveling.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. They've tried to crack down on it, and they have. I need them to go back to trying to crack down on foul baiting for the love of God.
Foul bait.
And yes, they call fouls more easily, but don't act like in the 90s they were clotheslining each other.
They were just getting their own like he foul. That's a foul. Like
once again,
they weren't.
Not every game was Bulls Pistons.
Oh my God, it wasn't. It wasn't. Because people just think every game is, it was going through the mud and bro, no, they wasn't, bro. No, they wasn't. It was some games that other teams didn't even try. Like, I promise you.
Yeah. Anyway, that is
that's a little rant to start.
That's a lot of rants.
But let's get to the main part of it. So I think we covered it, but just to recap, we are going to do every award. We're going to talk about every award winner and why they should win it, and make a case for it from MVP.
Make a case, and then we're going to make our choice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna
so far. Just
right.
For the record, we're recording this on the 19th of March, 2023. So
it's about 13, 14 games left in the season.
Yeah.
That sounds about
anyway.
Right. That sounds about right.
Some shit like that.
Something like that. But let's get into it. Do we want to start with Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, start with the Rookie of the Year. Because I feel, in my opinion, it's the most insignificant award.
Right. You make your pick. Actually, I'll make my case for Paolo, and because I think you can make a better case for J-Dub than I can. All right. My case for Paolo winning Rookie of the Year. All right. And Paolo for Rookie of the Year. For me, why I think Paolo should win Rookie of the Year, and I think he will, is because of the franchise level talent he has. We've seen it at the beginning of the season. The high level play. He was doing things that we never seen a rookie do, and it was consistent for a long time. Even though some of the consistency in the second half, he hit that little rookie wall. It wasn't
the rookie wall, and everyone does.
But it wasn't where it just took him out of being number one for Rookie of the Year. You see how his teammates deferred to him. with him and Franz being the big wings who can play make and score at any in all three levels. Really,
Yeah.
Paulo's 3-point shot needs to work, but everything else from a rookie, he plays like he's a vet, making the right
And he
decisions.
takes, and the thing is, he shoots, I think he's at 28% from three, but it's not like it's on two. It's on, I think, 3.5 attempts per game. And they're
Right.
not easy shots. And also, you said, like, we've never seen from rookies. Correction, sorry. I don't want people in our mentions going crazy. The last time we've seen them was MJ, um, was like a MJ and LeBron. Not saying he's gonna be on their level.
Right.
It's been seen, but it's like, but his rookie year has been on that level.
It's
Don't
been
know if he'll get there. I don't think he will, but he does have that upside. And it is also the fact that he's averaging 20 a game. Sure, it's not the most efficient, but very rarely do we see rookies be like, very rarely do we see high volume scoring rookies that are efficient.
right.
So,
And even if they are efficient, they're not averaging as nearly many points as Paulo is doing.
exactly.
And also another thing with Paulo is that's with him really not having good guard play. So like he's basically the him and Franz basically the playmakers and point forwards of the team. Even though Markel has been solid, he's not. It's kind of a weird dynamic with him and Paulo. So with
Yeah.
him in a guard that's actually like a good guard level, like starting guard level caliber, it's really hard to say that he hasn't done anything to not win Rookie of the Year. Um,
Yeah. And the thing is also with him, with Paolo, it is also like just also he passes the eye test so well
yeah,
because he's really this kid, he's 6'10", 240.
yeah,
Does not move like it. He obviously I said he's not going to be on the level of LeBron, but there are some aspects to his game that are kind of like him. Just
mm-hmm.
the fluidity and size and athleticism, and mixed with there's some good playmaking flashes. So the sky's the limit for him, really.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think consistency will come with experience and having better teammates so you don't have to just be shot chucking because you're the second best player on your team. I don't know, is he?
he's the best player.
Between him, Franz, and
Wendell,
Wendell.
he's the
But
best
even
player.
then, like still.
The reason why I say that is because they defer to him more than anybody else.
Exactly. And that's more what I mean. We don't have to get into that conversation because I don't know.
Right, right. I got
I
you. I got
don't. The only time I watch the Magic is to watch
you. The Celtics.
uh Paolo. I'm not. I don't spend my time thinking about, oh my God, who's the Magic's best player. I don't know, and it
Right.
doesn't matter that much.
I feel
They're
that.
tanking. No.
Right. But and then yeah, that's my case for him winning Rookie of the Year. The next person up is J Dub right now, second,
Yeah,
right?
I think yeah. On the thing, it is Jalen Williams, J Dub. That one, the shorter wing guard that shooting. He's a 2/3, but he's been playing at the four a lot.
The 6'6" wing.
Yeah, then you got two
Yeah. Yeah.
Jalen, Jalen. That
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
that one, not Jalen, Jalen. That okay? That's too much, Alex. Um,
Make his case.
I think his case is other than Keegan Murray, he's on the best team. So that's part of the case, and that's what won what's his name? Scotty Barnes rookie of the year last year. Because I think it was Evan Mobley. And I will stand on that. Anyway, he's been just really well rounded, really good. Um, He's averaging 13.5, 4.5, and 3 with 2 stocks, which is steals plus blocks for those of you that are unaware. Just really athletic, a really good short mid-range scorer, and just play finisher. Good at the basket. Really efficient. He's shooting 52.
Ooh.
He's shooting 52% and 35% from 3 on 2.7 attempts per game, which is not a high volume and not a great percent, but considering he's a rookie and that's not really his game, that's really impressive. And also, he's a not great, but he's a good defender. He's shown that upside, shown the ability, and he just fits really well into that system, yes, but also like the athleticism he has. Once again, his short mid-range game is really, really fun and really good. And
Okay.
he's smart with what shots he takes.
That's I'm glad that you said that's what I was gonna go with.
And obviously also, you never know, could also be the case for Paolo and all the other rookies. Well, other than Keegan Murray. But could also be the case. But J-Dub also has a 31 point per game score on his team, and in my opinion, a top 10 player in the league. So this season he's been top 10.
Yeah. So the reason for my case for J Dub, so with all you said is the smart, like what he thinks the game of basketball. He
Yeah.
thinks and and he does everything that's asked. He's like you said, all around. It's not one flaw in his game that you can just stand out and point to be like, he needs to be better at that besides his playmaking. And even then,
He's a
his
wing. He doesn't need that.
right. And even then, the playmaking, he's a connector. At worst, he's a connector, and the connector is a good thing having a wing. You don't have to worry about the playmaking because you do have Josh Giddey, you do have Shea, you do have playmakers in that backcourt. So if you can be a connector and make quick right reads, that's all you need to do from that wing spot when you're playing with the guards that you're playing with. And then, like you said, he's really a 3 and a 2, but his
Yeah.
versatility is also what makes him
Yeah.
like great as a prospect and as like a candidate for this rookie of the year.
Yeah, and what's also funny, like he's been playing at the. He's not even 200 pounds.
No, he's 195. He's 195. He's playing at the 4, sometimes at the 5 even. He's legitimately playing the 3 through the 5. And it's been working. Like they're winning games. They're winning games. Like
No, it's the Thunder, and they just kind of have this allergy to being a. The second they have a game where they can be 500, they always lose it. It's just the modern day Kings. So, whatever. Not Kings. Thunder. It's just what the Thunder are now, which is fine. You know what? They're going to be a play-in team most likely.
but
Because you don't have to be you can be a game under 500 and make the play-in.
Be a lot of games under 500 and make the play in.
We saw last year with San Antonio.
Pelicans made that boy.
And man, I'm thinking about that. Sorry. I want to see Shea. I want to see Shea in a 7-game series. I really do.
That would be fire. That will be fire.
Hopefully he makes it.
Ooh.
Anyway, the last rookie is Jaden Ivey.
Ooh, okay. So we are going to Jaden. Okay.
Yeah. We could talk briefly about Keegan Murray after, but let's start with Jaden Ivey.
Okay.
You're a Pistons fan. Go ahead. Have your fun.
Man, Jaden Ivey. His case. By the way, I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be my non-bias right here. This is probably the most non-biased.
Okay.
Jaden Ivey is the worst player out of all 3 of them. Simple fact, he's the worst player out of all 3 of them. He is. He doesn't have the all-around game like J-Dub has, and he doesn't have the physical and talent like Paulo has. But besides that, oh man, that boy Jaden Ivey. Reason why reason why I could see him winning Rookie of the Year, you can have a case for him, is because what he's been able to do. Out of all the players ahead of him, even the players behind him, he has shown the greatest in season change of changing his game and being good at it and consistent. You're seeing consistent things in his game being changed. In the league, he came in as a 2 guard. They didn't see him running the 1 because the playmaking, his decision making was kind of iffy. K goes down, you see Ivy take that point guard role. Ivy is thriving now. At the beginning of the season, it was a little shaky, but he's thriving in that point guard role right now. People say he was not going to be a shooter. Comes out, shoots 34%, 32%. Now I think he's at like a smooth, not a smooth, because smooth means you're shooting very, very good. And he's not shooting very good from 3, but he's attempting. And
He's
lately,
shooting 33% on 4.3 attempts per game.
right. And lately, and that's a little bit skewed because at the beginning of the season, he was attempting so many threes that down the line, it messed up his percentage. But that's the development of Ivy. You've seen his shot diet get a lot better. You're seeing him get to his spots. He didn't have a mid-range game coming into the NBA. Now he has a legit mid-range game he can go to. His floater, even though he got okay touch around the rim, his floater is becoming better and better because at the beginning of the season, it was bad. You're seeing all these aspects of his game get better on the offensive end. Defensively, he's bad. I'm not going to sit here and just try to say he's below average. He's bad defensively, but he tries. He tries. And from a rookie who not knowing coming in, he's not known to be a defender, or he's not asked to be a defender. It's hard for telling a rookie to go try and play defense while he only came in for the offensive purposes of the side of the ball. And also when his best player is not on the floor and the team is not playing defense around him like that, it's hard to say, rookie, go play or go try on defense. That's my case, Rookie of the Year.
Definitely. And I'm looking at him and I've got him tied with Jalen Williams because they're kind of opposites to me. They really are. Jalen Williams is super efficient. Not super efficient, but considering he's a rookie, super efficient, pretty damn smart, all that stuff. Jaden Ivey's kind of chaos, controlled chaos. But he's scoring well. His passing has been way better than I thought it would be, as you said. Turnovers are a bit of a problem, but he'll get through that. I think he will. It's not like he's getting turnovers without assists or
it's not bad turnovers that he's getting. It's like, okay, you can try it. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, he's still averaging 5 assists. And he has so much of the ball without like a crazy passing ability because he's a 2 guard. Let's be real. But he's had so much of the ball in his hands, so that's also going to make the turnover numbers a bit worse. I've been really impressed because he's just been thrown into the deep end. No easing him in now. The player I thought would help him the most through his rookie year was Cade because they complement each other so well. Cade's out. Bogey is most likely out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
So who does that leave? Him. It's turned out well.
Turned out very, said it perfectly. Summed it up. Turned out well. Can't complain about it.
You absolutely cannot. Sure, he's also had a bit of efficiency problems, but the team cannot, as a whole, can't shoot the 3, so that allows him for less space. His touch does have to improve, but that'll get there with more time, more touches. Tremendous upside. And he's got the frame to be a good defender. He can become a net even on defender eventually, maybe even a net slightly net positive. Thank you.
Yeah. But that's my case for Ivy for Rookie.
Yeah.
The person who I think is going to win it
No, not who you think. Who's going to win it?
Who's going to win?
No, not who's going to. Who do you? Who's your choice?
My choice.
You you're given a you're given a vote. You're given an
Okay,
official
okay.
vote.
Now this changes a
Who do you
lot.
give it?
Now this changes a lot. Now I'm giving a vote. Mm.
Your credibility is also on the line, even though the NBA clearly doesn't care because we've had some dumbass votes. But still,
I gotta give it to J Dub. I'll give it to
wow. Okay.
reason is because, and this is how awards go, people. Real quick, this is how awards go. They remember you for what you're doing now, not what you did back 3 months ago. And that shows in a recent award that we're going to talk about. And then another award, and a major award we're going to talk about. But recently, he's been good, and it's not just been good. Like, okay, he has a shot. It's like he jumped a lot of people to say, okay, I'm here. We're going to continue this, and we're winning. And I don't have, and like you said, I'm the best team out here besides Keegan Murray. And Keegan Murray, I like his game. He's not a top 3 vote getter for Rookie of the Year, so that's why I'll go J Dub. I'll go J Dub. And also,
Okay.
when Paolo hit his rookie wall, it closed the gap more than people think and want to say.
Oh yeah.
But I'll go J Dub.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna say my vote is still Paolo, but it is very close. Paolo's averaging 20. There's not much, and it's not been brutally inefficient.
Yeah, and that's all you need
He's
to
been
say.
great. Yes, he's hit his rookie wall, which has closed the gap a lot. And also, a big part of Rookie of the Year is first impression, and that carries a lot of the voting. That's why people still think that it's a landslide for Paolo, just because they haven't been paying attention. Because that's what happens with when people pay attention to rookies. They're like they pay attention for the first couple months, and they're like, okay, let's see playoff race, all that shit, and you forget about the rookies and just go with your first impression. It's a lot of words, sorry, but it's close. I still have Paolo, and then is my kind of 2A and 2B. 2A is Jalen Williams, 2B is Jaden Ivey. But man, it's close. And then 4 is Keegan Murray, who's a rookie shooting 40% from 3 on
With good attempts.
6 attempts per game and playing good defense. Not much more you can ask for, and his team is now second in the conference. Fun fact, by the way, I know it's not the focus of the pod, but post All-Star break, the Kings have as many road wins
As the
post All-Star break as the Warriors have all season.
yeah.
What the hell are the Warriors doing away from home? What is going on?
They're not getting enough sleep. They're not getting enough sleep because ain't no way. Ain't no way.
They're the literal worst road team in the league.
Worse. Yeah. But
And I can't give that the benefit of the doubt, especially when you're a low seed.
yeah. Yeesh, you're worse than the Rockets. That's crazy. You're worse than the Rockets. Crazy. But yeah, that's our rookie of the year. Next award, what to do? 6 man? 6 man. 6 man.
Let's go 6 man.
6 man.
I'll be honest. I haven't been paying too much attention to 6 man of the year, so I'll let you try to carry most of this.
All right, 6 man, it's a 2-person race. 6 man is a 2-person race. That showed a lot over time. 2-person race is between your guy in Boston, Malcolm Brogdon, and that guy in New York named Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, who shot up a lot lately.
He said what?
But he's risen up a lot.
Yeah.
I swear we're missing someone.
We're missing somebody, but it's not. So it's going. It was Westbrook when he was on the Lakers. Westbrook
Yeah,
is there. And the closest one was Bobby Portis and Malik Monk, but that gap is so far closed that it's not even discussion right now. So those why I only said those two players. But it's Bobby Portis and then it's Malik Monk, if I'm not.
yeah. It's just show me. Yeah, and then Norman Powell,
He
and
gets
then Tyrese Maxey, who's not. I don't think is a six man anymore. He rarely
he's not
was.
and Norman Powell, I don't think has
And
played.
the yeah, and the Malik Monk, Bobby Portis.
Yeah. But that's why I said it's a two-man race. And the
Yeah,
two-man race, it makes
Ben Math's shot stopped falling, which I feel bad because Ben Math is awesome.
that boy shot plummeted. But
Yeah, and
I'll
you
let
know
you
what?
I'll let you do the Malcolm Brogdon because that's your
He
team.
hit a rookie wall. Malcolm Brogdon. Like the thing is with Malcolm Brogdon, he just he's just really reliable. And I think he's 50, 40, 90 or damn close to it.
If he's 50-49, that'll be the second time in his career.
Yep.
Yeesh. And
I
like,
didn't know Malcolm Brogdon was like I know he was 50, 40, 90 a few years ago.
mm-hmm.
This year, okay. He's 48 and a half, 46, 88.
Oh, he's so
Who's
close.
shooting 40, almost 46% from three
How many
on
attempts?
4.5 attempts a game.
Woo! Woo!
Can we
Man,
just what?
he's tweaking.
And he's averaging 15, 4, and 3.5.
He's actually tweaking. He's actually bugging.
He's he's just steady. There's sometimes his shot's not falling very well. He he facilitates the ball well. So it's honestly, it's a excuse me. Wow, excuse me. Um, it's just steady, and there's not much else to it. And I don't want to and I feel like it kind of goes to him by default because the next best player is Emmanuel Quigley, who's cool. Let me see.
For Emmanuel quickly to have a case, and this is the best case he can have. The case for him is he going to like when Jalen Brunson was out, he went to another level as a starter, and it showed that he can actually be that 6 man to provide scoring punch off the bench
Definitely.
like that. He he's an okay playmaker, but he doesn't perform on the level of what Malcolm Brogdon is doing. But his scoring punch and scoring gravity when um Jalen Jalen Brunson was out, when Jalen Brunson was out, really helped them still win games and went on that 9 game winning streak. When
Yeah,
Jalen Brunson,
and he showed the hell out against Boston, which was I hate the Knicks. I hate losing to the Knicks because my mentions go insane. Um, but Emmanuel Quigley. So I actually really like a lot of the Knicks players. I really do. So it's not as bad for me. Um, and Emmanuel Quigley, he's kind of done everything Malcolm Brogdon's done, just less efficient.
yeah, and
And he's scoring a bit less and assisting a bit less.
yeah, but for the most part, it's really a 2 man race, and that 2 man race turns into one when you realize Malcolm Brogdon has been doing good all year versus Emmanuel quickly just turning it up the second half of the season.
And that's not me saying like Emmanuel Quigley's back, just to make this clear. He is a good player and he's got a great future ahead of him. I really do think so. He's got, I think, he's still, this is his third year. He's 23.
Mm-hmm.
How old is he? Yeah, he's 23. So he'll be fine. He will be a good player. He's not at his peak, which is won't surprise me if he wins six man next year.
Yeah.
Unless he starts, but I think that's a little bit redundant with
Jalen Brunson.
him, Brunson, Randall, and
RJ.
RJ. Yeah, I think that's a bit much, but
he definitely is in talks. But I think this one is unanimous. Is Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Like
especially
you said,
now that Russ isn't a six man anymore.
right. And like you said, he's been doing everything well for the whole season, and they're one of the best teams. And leads a bench offense that's really good. So
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon.
And then the last guy, I think it's Norman Powell and Malik Monk, and it's cool, but there's not enough
it's
to
nowhere
it.
near close for those two. For those two,
Both of the, in fairness, Malik Monk has been awesome, but
no, he's been
2022,
awesome.
23. He is quite literally, he's averaging almost 14, 3 and 4 on not awful efficiency.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
Bad defense.
I actually might put him ahead of Emmanuel Quigley just based off of stats. Purely based off of stats, because he's kind of just doing the same thing. I'll go Emmanuel Quigley.
He's been doing pretty solid this whole year.
They're 1A and 1B. I didn't realize Malik Monk was doing that good.
Okay.
And then Norman Powell.
I think he started too many games.
Has he started that much?
I'm pretty
He's
sure
only started 7 games.
Oh, stop it. Only 7?
Yeah. And he's, oh my God, and he's averaging 16 and a half.
How many games has he played? How many games has he played?
54.
54. Started 7.
No, this ain't a one-person race at all.
It is.
I think Malcolm Brogdon should win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does go to Norman Powell, just because they do best scorer off the bench typically. I don't mind.
The reason why it's not going to Norman Powell, he's been like, again, and they go scoring more than not. They go scoring, but it's not like his scoring is not that much better. Whereas like, okay, Brogdon has been good in every category of basketball. Like defense,
And he's been really efficient. Now, Powell's also been efficient. He's shooting 47.5% from the field and 41% from 3. But he's also just not that good of a defender. He's been all right, but he's not.
And
I think Brogdon's been a bit more impactful.
And the reason why I can say that is because the Clippers brought in Eric Gordon for a reason, because Norman Powell hasn't been really that. Like, it hasn't been that. And that's why I can't give it to. That's why when you said it was close, I still don't agree with it, because Boston really says, okay, Brogdon, you are 6-man control offense and run the team. They don't, for anybody else, it's not like that. That's why I say Brogdon, like you said, its impact clears and makes it an easy choice.
Yeah. That's fair.
The next one, go ahead.
Defensive player of the year or most improved?
DPOY.
Okay.
I feel like talking this.
Defensive player of the year. I'll be honest, there's so many guys you can go with. the Nets are gonna continue to fall, so you can't really go with Nick Claxton anymore. Nick
You couldn't go with Nick
Claxton.
Claxton when Nick Claxton was out the race is when Katie left. That's wrong.
Yeah.
That's, my I know who I want to win, and I know who I want to talk about. But number one right now, and do you want to start it off, or do you want me to start this one?
I'll be honest, I haven't paid a crazy amount of attention, so go ahead.
Oh, let me cook. Okay. Number one right now is leading, and we might be going off of different things, but I'm going to betting odds, so I'm going with Vegas. Vegas is never wrong, you feel me? But but right now they have Brooke Lopez is number one. And Brooke Lopez they have Brooke Lopez, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Evan Mobley. No, sorry. Brooke Lopez, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Bam for their top
for
three.
the top three. And then Giannis, Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Which I want Evan Mobley to get more credit because he's been really good. He's a second-year guy.
Yeah, he is. But
that's terrifying to me.
I'll make the case for Brooke Lopez. Brooke Lopez been the best rim protector, as in, because people will be like, no, it's Jaren Jackson because of the blocks and okay. Brooke Lopez has been the best rim protector, as in help side, being the rim, making sure people don't get easy layups in the lane. And what I mean by that is,
and he's just he's a really good deterrent for guys getting to the rim. He's the best rim deterrent. Right.
And people are going to jump. Well, actually, it's not, because Jaren Jackson blocks the most shots. He has one of the lower percentiles when people try to finish her at the rim. Well, Brooke Lopez has that, and he's been doing it all year. He's been doing it
all year, and also, let's not pretend that Jaren Jackson's foul issues haven't gone away, because they haven't gone away. It's not as bad as it has been in years prior, but it's very much still there.
Brooke Lopez has been doing it without the foul situation, without being in foul.
He's gotten
it's been consistent.
And obviously, you can't look at steals, blocks. Like, you look at purely those stats. Yes, you're going to give it to Jaren, but you don't need to get a crazy amount of steals and blocks, specifically blocks, to be the defensive player of the year. You don't need that.
Right. And like you said, the eye test is going to say, it's Jaren. When you really see the different play styles that each team plays with, imagine having Giannis on your team, one of the best two-ways in the league. But Brooke Lopez is your rim protector, and
I think the best two-way player in the league. Because he's like a top five, like, I'm being so generous here. He's a top 5 defender and top 5 scorer in the league. And I don't think and he's a good playmaker. Screw that. Whatever. Giannis is insane. We'll get into that later.
But Brooke Lopez does so much that gets unknown, that goes under the radar, because they have already Drew Holiday and Giannis. And it feels like Brooke Lopez gets cast away in the shadow, but it shows when Brooke Lopez is not on the floor and when Giannis has to be the rim protector, how far the defense dropped from being really elite versus is good. Now, when you have Giannis and Brooke, now it's okay. How are we going to score in that paint?
And the answer is you don't.
No.
When they are on the court together, I think that's the best defensive rating in the league for a duo.
And that is
it's those two and Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, which I just talked about. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen should also get some love.
And it's been ridiculous. It's just been real life ridiculous. So
they've just been so unbelievably good.
And also, to back it up, if I'm not wrong, they went on a crazy win streak recently. They went on 10 plus? They went on 10 plus recently.
I think they were on 15.
What else do I have to say?
they're so good.
They're the
Now
best team.
the only thing, and another thing, so we already also we kind of did Jaren Jackson because I like a little bit, but the reason why you'd go with him is you look at steals, he's leading the league there. You look at like point shooting percentage when he's on the floor, he's one of the best in the league. You look at all that stuff. The only thing that holds me back for him is his fouling. That is literally the only thing that holds me back for him. And then also Evan Mobley, I put him third personally, but you don't have to.
Go ahead, make your case about the third. Make your case.
Yeah, for Mobley,
Yeah.
really good versatile defender. Doesn't foul a crazy amount. And also Cleveland, even though they have two undersized guards, and they don't really have a three, like Isaac Okoro's gotten a bit better. They have the best defensive rating in the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's because of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
There you go. My third, man, my third is Bam Adebayo.
And that's okay.
And this is why I have him third. And this, I can hold this one. Bam is is the best defender out of all the names you just named, besides Giannis, of course. But this is for DPOI, and this is for top three. He's the best defender out of all three. And people will be like, you just gave praise to Brook Lopez and stuff like that. Bam is the best defender out of all of them because why? He's so switchable. He's so switchable. He can legitimately guard guards. He can switch onto wings.
Yeah.
He's a rim
and
protector.
Just as a note, by the way, the Heat do have, like, of the four teams, Cavs have the best defensive rating. Memphis is second. Milwaukee's third. All of them are within 0.5. So, whatever. Miami is in eighth.
Right. And I'll tell you why that's impressive. It's impressive because if you name all the teams, you just name all the teams in front of them. They have a center or a power forward with either help side defense or be in the rim. Miami, it's only Bam. Bam is besides Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is a good perimeter defender. Don't get me wrong. But besides Bam, besides Jimmy, Bam is the point of attack in pick and rolls, which is ran the most in the NBA. Point of attack in pick and rolls. If they go on a pick and roll, Bam is guarding that guard. He's switching. He's their only rim protector. And he's deterrent, and he's a help side defender. He's doing all three roles with being the only big in Miami.
Yeah.
What else do I have to say? He's doing that, and
the problem is their team defense isn't fantastic, and his stats aren't fantastic. Now, obviously, I agree with everything you said, and I think that's absolutely a great case to make, and you cannot argue.
You muted. You muted.
What was the last thing I said? Sorry.
You said, I can't argue the case that you made. That's a great case to make.
Yeah. And if someone votes for Bam, you can't argue too much. You can make the case for another guy, which my personal vote, I'm just going to say right now, I think is Brook Lopez. The thing that holds him back there is that he also has Giannis, so how much of that? But screw that. Whatever. I would love Evan Mobley to win it, but I think that's him for next year. That's his for next year.
He'll get something down the line. For me, my pick is Bam, just because he's doing it. Miami is a top 10 defensive rating team, and he's the defender and the rim and the help. Like,
he's done pretty much everything other than
what are we doing?
Defend Jimmy Butler's guy.
Right. Besides defend Jimmy Butler's guy. They probably, out of all three teams, not probably, they have the worst defending team. Out of all three teams, they have the worst defending team. And Bam is the only reason why they stay afloat. Bam and Jimmy is the only reason why they stay afloat. Besides that, Tyler's not stopping anybody.
Tyler's a terrible defender. I'm sorry.
Caleb Martin, he tried, but he's not stopping anybody.
Kyle
So
Lowry is
he's on the
fine.
bench because of how bad he's been playing. Come on.
Yeah, because on offense he's been bad. So
that's what I have. My
honestly,
man is what's yours?
Brooke Lopez ? Check back in with me at the end of the season.
Okay.
That's my vote.
But that's my vote. Bam, that's my vote. Next.
And then we got most improved, which is between Jalen Brunson, Lauri Markkanen, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
All right. Who do you think is number one? Because whoever actually, you know what, you go first because I went first last time.
Let's go. Let me get Jalen Brunson out of the way. He's been awesome. We've known and his numbers have taken a jump. Obviously, let me pull up. Go back to Basketball Reference and Jalen Brunson stats. Let me go to Basketball Reference. Because this is also one where you got to look a lot at the number jump. Yeah. His minutes per game has gone up for 3 minutes. So keep that in mind. He's gotten a little bit less efficient, and he takes 4.5 more shots per game. He's gone from 16.3 points per game to 23.8. And they're efficient points. He's not shot chucking at all.
Okay.
He's shooting 48.5, 41.5, and 83.5% from the line. So he's been really good. Now, why I would hesitate personally to give it to him and why I, at this point in time, do not, is because it's the change in scenery. The abandoned. Oh my God! What the hell did I just say? The.
Increase.
Oh my God! I lost my train of thought. Oh, change in scenery, okay. Which will make guys sometimes hesitant which will make people sometimes hesitant to award certain guys, is the change in scenery.
My case for Brunson for not six man, most improved. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
He is the best point guard the Knicks had in forever, and they're winning games. And it's not like they're just winning; they're winning games, and Jalen Brunson is a big part of it. Jalen Brunson came over, and we knew Jalen Brunson was good. If you know basketball, you knew Jalen Brunson was good. We didn't know that he can control an offense the way he's doing right now in New York. Everybody thought it was an overpay. And this is how simple it is to make his case. Everybody thought it was an overpay. The man started balling in New York, getting all-star stuff.
And now it's starting to look like one of the most team-friendly contracts in the league.
Most team-friendly. And we all thought it was one of that was overpaid for Brunson. When people were comparing this, you could have got Colin Sexton if he was going to spend that. You could have just got a cheap point guard and went Colin. And it shows how good he's been because, listen, the Knicks could have got Donovan Mitchell. They said, nah. Of course, in any team, you're crazy not to try to go for Donovan. But they were not going to give up what they thought everybody should give up for Donovan because they had Brunson. And Brunson was balling, and he's still balling. So that's why he's one of the cases for us and most improved. The next one for me is probably something to talk about is Lauri Markkanen.
Just because I have his stats pulled up, let me just tell you, he is gone from 31 minutes per game to 34.5. He's gone from I'm just gonna round it. A lot of these are and a half. So the second it hits 0.5, I'm rounding up. I'm
Okay.
sorry, but I'm not. He's been shooting. Last year he was shooting 45, 36, 67 splits and scoring. Oh my God, where's points? Holy shit.
Go ahead.
15, 15, 6, and 1.
Okay.
Now this year he is shooting 50, 50, 40, 87, scoring 25 and a half a game. I just lied. I'm sorry. Not the stat, but what I said earlier. Not 8.5 rebounds and 2 assists per game. He's
My
gone up 10 points per game and become 5% more efficient.
in
But
my
the
case,
only thing that holds him back there is the change in scenery. But it's not like his minutes per game has changed too much.
so for Laurie Marketing, he said his stats. Now I'm gonna say what I think. Laurie Marketing has played himself to be one of. We thought the Utah Jazz were going to be tanking this season, tanking easily. They came out once in games. Okay, we was like, all right, whatever. And then they kept winning. Now they're below 500, and of course they're fighting for a playing spot ish. But nobody thought they were going to be doing this. We thought they were going to be at the bottom of the conference. Laurie said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing." Laurie came in and started killing it. And it just hasn't been for recent stretches because we all thought in like the idea of Laurie. Now it all came together. Laurie has
Exactly.
made himself an all-star this season. Made himself an all-star this season, right? If I'm not wrong. Was Laurie an all-star this season?
Yeah.
Good. Made himself an all-star this season. And made him one of the Utah Jazz untouchable players. When we thought it was going to be a fire sale in Utah. And he was going to be one of the players because he was a good player on a rebuilding team. And we thought we were going to be rebuilding. He's not. And when you make yourself an untouchable from a team that was supposed to be tanking and it's bad, you go to untouchable. Come on, it has to be somewhere you're like, okay, he's improved dramatically and drastically. So we have to have him in conversations. That's just what it is. Simple as fact. That's what it is, and that's his case for rookie of for most improved player of the year. He started from all right, you could be tradable to untouchable in a season.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And just for the record, like I wouldn't call him untouchable because if you're good, because obviously there's going to be like if they got the right offer, I'm sure they would trade him. But it's not like they weren't actively shopping him. And
It's
that
crazy. The reason why I
hmm,
said untouchable is because Danny Ainge came out and said we consider him untouchable. I'm just saying. But go ahead, cook.
but yeah. And the main thing for him, and I just looked at Shea, by the way, while you were talking, that the fact that he went up 10 points per game and also went up 5% in field goal percentage is ridiculous to me. Typically, when you improve in scoring,
Efficiency.
your efficiency takes a bit of a dip. He's not. And he's just gotten, of course, it's a new environment where there's less to lose, which is why you might not vote for him. But that is the only thing holding him back. The last guy is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
This is your boy. This is your boy.
I love this man. Um, last season he averaged 24 and a half, 5 and 6 with 1.3 steals, 0.8 blocks. He did I give you the point amounts? I didn't give you points, did I?
No,
Yes, I did.
you
Oh,
did.
I didn't give you splits. Um, on on 50, 30, 81. One of his worst seasons, honestly, like efficiency wise.
Mm-hmm.
His 3-point shooting went from 42% to 30, but that is also because he changed up his jump shot so he could be better from mid range. Because the year before, 3-point percentage is there. He was 42% on 5 attempts. Last year, he was 30% on 5 attempts. This year, he's shooting 30, he's scoring 31, 5, 31, 5, and 5.5, 1.7 steals, 1 block. Fantastic defender, fantastic mid range shooter on 51, 35, 51, 35, 91% from the free throw line, and just holy clutch.
It's been
And
amazing.
carrying OKC to the play-in. As good as
Great.
we said Jalen Williams is, as good as Giddey is and has been, they are tanking. They are at the bottom of the standings, or damn near it, without Shea.
Yeah.
30, super efficient, 31 points per game.
Yeah. And with good defense. With good defense behind it.
Good defense, and I believe it's either him or Derek White. Derek White, which I think that's hilarious to me. Leading guards and blocks.
Yeah. He's and this is your case, he'll make him improve, most improved. He's jumped from all-star level point guard, he can be an all-star. He can be
To
third, second option to superstar status.
yeah,
From what you said, top 10 player. I wouldn't go as far as top 10, but I give him
maybe
top.
not like, well, this season, if you only count this season, in my opinion, he's been a top 10 player in the league this
And
season only.
I can understand that because when you're averaging 31 and leading a team that was supposed to be tanking to a legit fighting high play-in seed, you got it. You're averaging 31. You just jumped in that superstar realm. You get a seat at that table. You get a seat at that table, and he deserved to seat at the table, and that's why you can
Yeah.
have him, his case for MIP.
Definitely. Now, with all that said, my choice isn't Shea. I love him. He was already really good. He really was. So I don't like to give the award to a guy who goes from all-star level to superstar. That's why last year I would have given it to DeJounte Murray or Jordan Poole. I'm giving it to Lauri Markkanen because he went from a guy who was kind of written off, just a piece of the Donovan Mitchell trade, to he's an all-star, super efficient, one of the best catch and shoot players, one of the best no dribble players in the league. Like just catch and shoot, catch it, whatever the hell. That's why I have to give it to him. I don't like to give it to guys because of a change in scenery, but in this case, I have to because it's been way more efficient, way better scorer, way better at everything. And he's been, I have to give it to him. What's your pick?
You made this hard. I'm going Shea.
Okay.
Reason why I go Shea, and you just say you don't like to give it to.
Guys who go from like all-star to superstar, and he
Yep.
was already good.
Yep. I don't care about that personally. I
Okay,
don't. And the
that's
reason
fair.
I don't care, and I do care about it, of course I do. But the reason why I don't care about it in this situation, in this case, is because it's just not from like he came in like, okay, he could be a third option to he could be a number one option on a playoff team. He's averaging 30. He's one of the best scorers in the league this season. He's and this is where I can say you can say the same thing about Utah. Utah will still be an okay team without Larry Markkinen. I cannot say the same for Oklahoma City. I can't because the way Shea closes games, it's like he closes games and he's one of the better clutch time performers. He won a lot of games off of his shot making, decision making, and his do I say gravity because of what he's able to do on the court. And that doesn't just jump you into like superstar at the table. You're not just at the table. It was a point where it was legitimately conversations. Kid you not. People had Shea as a top 5 MVP candidate. When you jump that high, I think you have to be like, okay, Shea deserves this. Yes, Laurie was written off and he jumped to an all-star. Jumping from all-star to MVP talks is a different jump because that means you have to be better than every other all-star to jump into superstar, to be a superstar. And now you have to be better than some superstars to get into MVP talks. And that's why I have Shea.
Can't blame you. The last one,
Woo!
most valuable player. Man, I thought this was going to be a short pod. We're already at more than an hour, but that's okay.
This is the last one, so it's gonna be.
This is the last one. It's not going to be quick, but it will be good.
All right. It's a three-headed race between Jokic and B
And
and
Giannis.
I want to start. Actually, you start with Jokic, or do you want to? Who do you want to end with?
I don't care. I'll start with Jokic here.
Go ahead.
Stupid efficient, pretty much averaging a triple-double, and stupid efficient. Not the greatest defender in the world, but my God, he's efficient and he's averaging a triple-double on the best team. Well, the best team in the conference. So you can't hold that against him anymore. He's better than last season. So he has the same arguments as last year.
Better.
Plus he has a good team. And that's really all there is to it.
Jokic.
Stupid. It's not like he doesn't shoot jump shots. It's not. It's not like he doesn't shoot jump shots. Because he does.
Jokic has been. I think we underestimate efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic has been one of the most efficient players we've seen in basketball. And it's not just
sorry. This man is shooting 63% from the field.
That's insane.
And he takes 2 threes a game.
Yep.
And he's shooting 39.5% from 3. He'll take the elbow jump shot.
Jokic and advanced stats back him up too. And I usually don't like to.
Yeah, I don't like the advanced stats argument too much.
But hear me out. When you have, and this is not even advanced stats for this is not nowhere near advanced stats. But I'm gonna use this true shooting just to show how efficient he is. Steph's MVP season, he was efficient as hell. 50, 40, 90. If I'm not wrong, Jokic is on that same level.
Yeah.
That's a big. Think about that. And it's not just, and like you said, it's not just He's under the rim catching lobs, and he's just getting the easy. It's not the Mitchell Robinson points for a big man who just catches.
It's not the Clint Capella.
It's not. He's taking threes. He's taking elbows jumpers. He's taking post-ups. He's good in the post. He has no flaw offensively.
On defense, that's a different story, and that's where it
Defense
kind of holds him back.
And it's a different story. But offensively, he makes everybody better. You seen last year, one of the worst teams assembled next to him. They made the playoffs, and he was good. This season, he's been better. He's been better. And then now his teammates are playing better. It's so good that Aaron Gordon felt like he should have been an all-star this year. Aaron Gordon was fine last year. He was fine last year. But that's how impactful Jokic is to a team's offense. He's legitimately a historic offensive player from that center position, and it's not even close.
Yeah. The problem, and his flaw is on defense. His defense straight up is okay.
It's shaky.
It's okay to bad. Depends what mood he's in. But the award has also historically been a more offensive award.
And talking about offense, whoo, historic. He's in historic.
Ridiculous. The next one, we're going to go on to Joel Embiid, leading the league in scoring, also very efficient. Not as good of a passer, of course,
no.
But what he doesn't have in that, he has on the defensive end. So that's what makes this so difficult.
Yep.
And he's been lately on a freaking tear. A couple months ago, probably just before the All-Star break, we were all saying, okay, yeah, no, this is kind of Jokic's award. Not quite writing off Embiid and Giannis, but it really just felt like it was going to be a three-peat for Jokic. Now, obviously, the Nuggets have struggled a bit lately, and then Embiid's been on an absolute tear.
And like he said, it's struggling a little bit. That's the problem. Jokic has been struggling a little bit to keep some wins up. Wow, Embiid has been getting wins, has been one of the better or the top end half of the defensive players on two-way abilities. What he's doing in Philly is showing why he's always been in the conversation for MVP.
Yeah.
And this year he has probably the best shot of him winning it, just because of they know how impactful he is. I can't sit there and watch an Sixers game without Embiid. And that's crazy it's not crazy to say, but it's weird to say that because I can watch a Denver Nuggets game without Jokic. I can watch one without Jokic because they have, hear me out. They have Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. That cast is pretty good. Like that's a pretty KCP.
But Embiid has Harden and Maxey. Come on, dude. I don't like the supporting cast argument.
Hear me out. And I usually don't throw this in. When I watch the Sixers without Embiid, like you said, it is Harden and Tyrese Maxey. When Harden is not Harden, it's legitimately chaos. It's chaos. It's no structure, no stability. And I can say this, and this is going to prove my point. Jamal Murray, and we said, and again, you don't like to use the structure of the team, but, and this is a fact, you said they have a better team. Jokic has a better team than last year. And it's true, he has a better team than last year. Jamal Murray is back. He got his third best player. No, he got his second best player. Michael Porter is back. Aaron Gordon is here. That team is legitimately built around and for Jokic.
Yeah.
I can't say the same thing about the Sixers.
Yeah.
I can't because the Sixers Embiid, okay, it's a difference between a team built around you and the team is built for winning. The Sixers are built for winning, but it's not built around Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
You can say Harden is, but Harden sometimes goes back into that I'm the best player on the team and ha ha ha. Usually he hasn't been this season. He's been playmaking very well. I'll give him that. But after that, Tyrese really doesn't fit Joel Embiid, but Embiid is so good.
Well, the thing, Tyrese Maxey has become a pretty good movement shooter and off the catch, and he's started to become much better off ball, which has definitely helped. His three balls improved. Now, also, how much of that is Jokic? How much of that is actually just Jokic making the players around him better and saying like the team is built around it? It's easier to build a team, in my opinion. I think it's a bit easier to build a team around Jokic, just because he's better than corporate. Now, it might not actually be, because actually you get the defensive ends, whatever. It can go either way. But at the end of the day, I don't know.
At the,
Really,
at the end of the day, I say this. At the end of the day, they can make up Denver, and it's crazy because I just propped him up for being great offensively. You can't make up for Jokic. Of course you can't. You can't make up for Embiid's two-way ability. You can't.
yeah.
So missing Embiid is worse than missing
Just
Jokic because of the two-way ability.
yeah. And let me be real with you also. I don't like your point of like I can watch the Nuggets without him because their on-off numbers are both actually Jokic's on-off numbers are insane. So
It is. And
you can go with that. So I don't like that argument. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
that's fair. And that's fair. And the on and off numbers is, but that backs my case up of that team is built for him, where the Sixers is not necessarily built for Embiid.
Mm-hmm. But maybe it is, and the way to build around Embiid is to give him a secondary score so he's not exhausting himself. Give him a tertiary score so he's not exhausting himself. All that stuff.
He doesn't have a real defender next to him. Let him have a real defender. Now he can relax on defense. Now he doesn't have to be the help on the rim.
Well, the thing is that's where he's best on defense. So, in my opinion.
That's fair. Give him a Jada McDaniels. Now you're not asking him to go crazy.
You get they have Jalen McDaniels. Give him Jada McDaniels.
I said the wrong McDaniels, my fault.
No. You said the right one.
Okay.
I get confused too, but no, you said the right one.
Okay. But give him one of those. Give him a Jada McDaniels. Give him
OG Anunoby.
Oh.
That would be gross. Holy shit.
Give him an Aaron Gordon. Okay. I'm just saying. Give him somebody who can actually help him on defense, and not just PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
And not just
now give some credit where credit's due, because Harden's defense he's not been a cone. Tyrese Maxey's been all right.
Okay. And those two has not been better than KCP and Aaron Gordon. Nowhere near close.
Yeah, on the defensive end, it has been Embiid and only Embiid. And
Embiid and friends. No, actually it has been Embiid and DeAnthony Melton and friends. And friends. Like
and that's it. And it's
so give Embiid some of the defense that Jokic got. I swear it wouldn't be. I swear you'd be like, oh, okay. Now I can see it. PJ Tucker is their best perimeter defender in that starting lineup. KCP is probably the second best on that team.
Who's the best? Sorry, would you say is the best perimeter defender?
PJ Tucker is the best perimeter defender in that starting lineup over there in Philly.
In their starter, yeah. I can't argue with that too much.
Come on. So I'm just saying,
I would personally give it to Maxey, but the fact that it is still a conversation says a lot.
There you go. And then our last player to make the case, and you say he was the best. Go ahead. You take this
There's
one.
not much else to say. We know this. He's Giannis. When we had Deontay on, we were like, "Yeah, are we really scared of the Bucks?" Yes, we are.
We are, and we did that. We had that slip up. We had that slip up on the pod. He said, "We're really not afraid of the Bucks." That's it.
When the Kings had a shaky start, I was like, shit, this is not gonna work. Because it
Yeah,
is so easy. Like at that point, it was so easy to lose faith in the Kings because they're historically just really bad. But man, I'm so happy they're doing well. I want to talk about them on the next pod.
yeah. But for Giannis, like you said, it's really not that much to talk about. He's the best. He's a back-to-back MVP. He's a two-time MVP, a DPOY behind it, and
And screw the past shit. That's like not screw the past accolades. It's freaking Giannis.
it's Giannis, and they have been on a tear recently, like a tear. The reason why I can say it's not Giannis is because he's been missing games, and they still have been super, super good without him. And
And
that's
that's the only real argument against him.
Yep, and that's the only argument. Besides that, what you gonna say about Giannis? He's not playing defense. He like off. Like, what are you gonna say? The only thing you can say is his offensive game went back, and went back is still averaging 30 plus. Like,
and even then, he's three since the All-Star break on. I think it's 2.5 ish.
Yeah,
attempts per game. He's shooting 36% from three, 36.5% from three. Since he
they
also
were,
breaks a very small sample size, but
and they were on a 10 plus game winning streak, and like you said, it might be 15.
yeah.
So
Honestly, the most terrifying version of Giannis was the one from last year, really, in my opinion, when he was hitting his mid-range shots too.
mhm.
That was peak offensive Giannis, in my opinion. I think
And
he's
Giannis,
regressed a tiny bit on the offensive end, but on defense, he's now that he doesn't have to do quite literally everything other than Drew Holiday, he's really able to flourish, and that's why they're one of the best defenses in the league.
and Giannis, like he said, he's Giannis.
Yeah,
He's Giannis. Let me see when they winning streak is.
yeah, you good. But
Your winning streak is. Go ahead.
can I make my choice?
Go
Because I
ahead.
don't know. I know I just told you before the pod, but I really don't know.
You don't know.
But I think just obviously come back to me at the end of the season. But at this exact point in time, with the run he's been on, Embiid at this very second just has it for me. Just the run he's been on, and of course it's most valuable player this season, not most valuable player of the last couple months or last month, but it's not like Embiid hasn't been insane all season.
Honest Jokic.
That's okay.
Honest
He's second
Jokic.
for me.
He's
And
been good.
he's like,
And people, and I'm gonna say this, and this could be the last thing I'm gonna say. People like to make narratives about things that's not true with Jokic. And Jokic has been that guy since the beginning of the season. And it's not just that guy. When there was a clear cut where we're like, okay, it's Giannis to lose, people start saying, well, really, is it? Like, yes, they started losing games. That's completely fair. Yes, he's not the defender like Embiid. But the games they started to lose, it really took them, not his play, again, not his play, but the Nuggets to lose to have Embiid jump in that conversation. Not his play.
Exactly. And
that's why I still got Jokic. Because it's not because of his play. It's because they lost as a team, and it's not his
and
fault.
speaking of today, let me just read to you Jokic's stats. And the fact that I read this, I'm like, yeah, Jokic game. 9 for 12, 22, 17, and 10. And I just said Jokic game. Is that not ridiculous? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What the hell?
And the efficiency is just out the roof.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
that's the pod.
yeah, that's the pod.
Oh, Jokic.
Let me
Yeah.
take us out real quick. I
Mhm.
say real quick. Um, Thank you for listening to another episode of the Game Time Review podcast. Please drop a follow if you are on Spotify, subscribe if you are on YouTube, leave a like if you're on YouTube, leave 5 stars if you're on Spotify. Our socials will be down in the description along with my writing. A mock draft piece is coming relatively soon. Once again, follow us on our socials and thank you for listening. And we'll be back hopefully in a week.
Well, like you said, thank you guys for listening. And do it all he says, because man, it's fun doing it with him. I just want him. I just wanted to say this. It's so fun doing this with him.
It is really fun.
And thank you guys.
Yeah.
But he said this is another episode.
Hopefully, we will bless you guys with a double drop because we've had a lot of mainly shut up. It is because of technical difficulties.
Yep.
What did we even talk about on the last pod?
We talked about Russ and the struggling Russ.
God, it's so outdated now.
That's 2 weeks old, and like now they're winning, so it's like whatever. But yeah. But y'all gonna get here
I'm
with a
almost. I'm sorry. Do we just not drop that one?
nah.
Because it's so outdated.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But that's the end of the pod. Thank you guys again.
All
Thank
right.
you guys.
Peace out.
Peace.